If you're over 60, prepare for a revelation that could change everything you thought you knew about protecting your health. There's one silent, seemingly innocent habit woven into the fabric of daily routines for millions that could quietly and relentlessly raise your risk of a stroke even as you sleep soundly in your bed. Imagine this: no warning, no pain, just the stark, terrifying reality of waking up one morning and realizing you can't lift your arm, your words are tangled, or your sense of balance has vanished. It's a cruel, swift betrayal by your own body, often occurring at dawn when your mind is meant to be at its most vulnerable, poised to begin a new day. As a doctor who has witnessed too many precious lives irreversibly altered by this unforeseen adversary, I'm compelled to share a truth that few speak openly about. This isn't always caused by the usual suspects like smoking, poor diet, or a lack of exercise. No. It often springs from a source many innocently believe is actively helping them: a simple vitamin. Yes, truly, a vitamin. Every single day, countless individuals in their golden years dutifully reach for supplements, believing they are fortifying their bones, revitalizing their energy, or preserving the sharpness of their minds. While many indeed offer genuine benefits, a quiet truth lingers. Some, particularly in overly high doses or when consumed at an ill-advised time, can subtly and dangerously jeopardize the very essence of your brain. Today, we're going to illuminate 5 prevalent vitamins that might inadvertently be increasing your susceptibility to stroke, silent brain bleeds, or alarming spikes in blood pressure. Pay particular attention to the critical early morning hours when your brain is naturally most vulnerable to these invisible threats. If your medicine cabinet at any point has held vitamin D, E, B6A, or niacin, then what you learn in the coming moments might profoundly shift the trajectory of your health and quite literally save your life. Before we delve into these revelations, I invite you to consider something personal. Have you ever paused to truly question whether the very vitamins you consume might, ironically, be causing unseen harm? Share your thoughts below. Type 1 in the comments if this idea ignites your curiosity and you're eager to learn more, or type 0 if this revelation is entirely new to your understanding. Your engagement strengthens this vital conversation. And if the preservation of brain health resonates deeply with you, or if you care for someone for whom it does, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to Health 365, where our commitment lies in delivering honest, science-backed guidance tailored specifically for the wisdom years of life. Now let us begin with the most astonishing and perhaps counterintuitive revelation of all: vitamin D. The prevailing wisdom whispers of its countless virtues: a stalwart guardian for your bones, a beacon for your mood, and a fortified shield for your immune system. All of this in measured truth holds true. Yet a crucial piece of this understanding, rarely shared with seniors, lies in the shadows. An excess of vitamin D, especially when ingested as evening draws near, holds the power to silently, stealthily elevate your risk of stroke. I grasp the profound shock this statement might induce, but my own clinical practice, observing real patients, affirms this uncomfortable reality. Consider the story of Mr. Walter, a steadfast 74-year-old retired Navy veteran. He was a man defined by his sharp intellect, his unwavering discipline, and a profound commitment to his well-being. Each morning, with meticulous precision, he would arrange his supplements, among them a 10,000 IU vitamin D capsule, effortlessly acquired over the counter. His steadfast belief was that he was fortifying his skeletal strength, but he remained unaware that this seemingly innocuous daily ritual was subtly, yet powerfully, propelling his physiology towards a silent catastrophe. One particular morning, the tranquil routine shattered when his devoted wife discovered him disoriented, his speech a tangled mess, his right arm unnervingly limp. A stroke had descended overnight. His subsequent lab results painted a stark picture: alarmingly high calcium levels, arteries rendered stiff and rigid, and blood pressure spiraling erratically. The culprit, vitamin D toxicity, a profound imbalance of an otherwise vital nutrient. Understand this deeply. When mega doses of vitamin D are consumed, particularly without the guiding hand of a medical professional, it ushers forth an excess of calcium into your bloodstream. Your body, struggling to manage this unfamiliar abundance, begins depositing this surplus calcium within the delicate architecture of your arteries, causing them to stiffen and constrict. Imagine the profound consequence, a constricted pathway, ripe for the formation of a blood clot that in a devastating moment could travel directly to your brain. As the river of time flows, our arteries naturally lose their inherent flexibility. When this natural progression is compounded by factors like dehydration, insufficient sleep, and a dramatic spike in calcium during the nighttime hours, a precarious confluence of circumstances emerges, a veritable perfect storm for stroke. The most chilling facet of this unfolding drama? The absence of a premonitory whisper. You may retire feeling utterly fine, only to awaken to a life fundamentally, irrevocably altered. Furthermore, an alarming truth often obscured from public view is that numerous over-the-counter vitamin D supplements available in the US markets contain concentrations far exceeding the genuine requirements of older adults. We speak of 5,000, 10,000 international units, IU. People embrace these daily, operating under the deeply ingrained yet erroneous belief that more is unequivocally better. Yet, scientific inquiries have steadfastly revealed that even a daily intake of 2,000 IU could prove excessive if your body doesn't actually possess a deficiency. Allow me to state this with absolute clarity, offering a beacon of guidance. If you are currently taking vitamin D, especially in conjunction with calcium supplements or existing heart medications, it is absolutely paramount to have your blood levels monitored with unwavering regularity. And heed this precise temporal recommendation. Always take your vitamin D in the morning, never as your body prepares for its nightly repose. Do you, at this very moment, know the specific international units present in your current supplement? Engage with this awareness. Type D in the comments if vitamin D is a current part of your daily regimen. And let us cultivate an open dialogue around this vital knowledge. If this understanding has prompted a moment of valuable re-evaluation within you, consider bestowing a like upon this video, thereby enabling this critical message to reach others who, like you, seek wisdom. If the subtle dangers of vitamin D have ignited a quiet surprise within you, prepare for another unexpected revelation. Our next focus turns to a vitamin widely lauded for its benefits to heart health, yet within the physiological landscape of older adults, it can, paradoxically, pave the way for something far more perilous than a blood clot, an insidious brain bleed. Let us now turn our conscious awareness to the intricacies of vitamin E. Vitamin E, often reverently whispered about as the heart helper within the health community, has found a place in the routines of countless individuals for years. If you, like so many others over the age of 60, have embraced vitamin E, hoping to champion your cardiovascular system, enhance circulation, or perhaps even sharpen your memory and improve the texture of your skin, know that you are in abundant company. Yet there exists a profound caution conspicuously absent from the elegant promises adorning supplement bottle labels. An excessive intake of vitamin E, particularly when interwoven with commonly prescribed heart medications, can dramatically amplify your vulnerability to bleeding within the sacred confines of your brain. Yes, even when every fiber of your being is striving to do everything right. Allow me to impress upon your consciousness the poignant narrative of Mrs. Evelyn Brooks, an elegant 81-year-old retired librarian from Ohio, a woman whose spirit was as sharp and witty as the literary characters she once indexed, invariably found with a book nestled in her hands. She grappled with a heart valve condition for which she meticulously adhered to a regimen of warfarin, a widely utilized blood thinner. Her medical team monitored her health with exacting scrutiny. Her blood work remained unimpeachable, her blood pressure remarkably stable. But one fateful day, she encountered an advertisement in a magazine for a natural vitamin E prominently displayed. She purchased a bottle, each capsule boasting a potent 800 IU. I truly believed it would enhance my memory and circulation, she confided to me, her voice tinged with the memory of good intentions. 3 weeks later, the unforeseen struck. She was rushed to the emergency room, plagued by an excruciating headache, profound confusion, and uncontrollable vomiting. A swift brain scan delivered a harrowing diagnosis: a hemorrhagic stroke, a grave bleeding within her brain, not attributable to high blood pressure, not to an unfortunate fall, but tragically because the unforeseen synergy of warfarin and her high-dose vitamin E had rendered her blood perilously thin, utterly incapable of clotting. A singular, fragile vessel within her magnificent brain, under duress, simply yielded. Here lies a crucial insight often overlooked by many. Vitamin E, when consumed in significant doses, operates in a manner akin to a natural anticoagulant, subtly diminishing the body's innate capacity for clotting. Consequently, if your therapeutic regimen already includes aspirin, Plavix, or any form of blood-thinning medication, and you then superimpose a vitamin E supplement upon this, your latent susceptibility to internal bleeding undergoes a silent yet tangible elevation. This risk escalates particularly within the delicate neural architecture of the brain, where even the most minute hemorrhage possesses the catastrophic potential to irrevocably strip away your ability to articulate, to recall, or even to navigate the world on your own 2 feet. And consider this startling contrast. The scientifically recommended daily allowance for older adults hovers at a mere 15 milligrams, equating to approximately 22 IU. Yet, scan the shelves of most pharmacies and health stores, and you will routinely encounter supplements containing a formidable 200, 400, or even an astonishing 1000 IU per capsule. These bottles bear no explicit warnings, mandate no prior consultation, and are, heartbreakingly, embraced by countless individuals daily, year after year. Mrs. Evelyn, through sheer resilience, survived this ordeal, but now traverses the world with the gentle support of a cane, her once sharp short-term memory forever altered, a subtle shadow of its former brilliance. "I merely desired to help myself," she recounted through profound, glistening tears. "I never, not in my wildest imaginings, conceived that I was actively causing harm." It is this poignant sentiment that truly fragments my heart, for her plight is far from singular. So many wise individuals, navigating the latter half of life, mistakenly perceive that if a substance bears the revered title of vitamin, it must inherently be safe. But the unvarnished truth dictates that not every vitamin offers sanctuary, especially when your well-being is entwined with heart or blood pressure medications. This immutable principle guides our understanding. A vital dialogue with your trusted physician is not merely advisable, it is a foundational imperative before introducing any novel substance into your intricate bodily ecosystem. If the specter of a brain bleed has stirred a deep disquiet within your spirit, then another narrative awaits, one that sheds light on a vitamin often embraced for its promise of nerve support and vibrant energy, yet which, astonishingly, harbors the capacity to silently erode and sometimes irrevocably damage your delicate nerves. Let us now turn our introspective gaze towards vitamin B6. Vitamin B6, frequently heralded on packaging as a nerve support elixir or a potent brain booster, is a familiar sight in pharmacy aisles. You may have encountered bottles proudly declaring its prowess in elevating energy, sharpening focus, or even rejuvenating memory. Perhaps a well-meaning acquaintance or family member once shared that it was a blessing for the natural sensitivities of aging nerves. Yet, there remains a critical caveat, one seldom articulated as a warning to our esteemed seniors. An excessive presence of vitamin B6 within your system holds the counterintuitive power to actually inflict harm upon your nerves, sometimes manifesting as permanent impairment. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Harold Jenkins, a resilient, 76-year-old retired truck driver hailing from the sprawling plains of Kansas. Mr. Jenkins first sought my counsel, troubled by sensations of numbness creeping into his feet, a persistent tingling in his hands, and a disquieting instability in his balance. Initially, he dismissed these changes as the inevitable, gradual handiwork of advancing age. Then the falls began, a single incident, followed by another, and tragically a third time he struck his head on the cold tile of his bathroom floor. As I meticulously reviewed his current regimen of supplements, the underlying issue revealed itself with stark clarity. For over a year, he had been diligently taking a nerve support formula. The front label sang praises of its ability to bolster brain health and circulation. Yet an inspection of the fine print on the reverse side revealed each tablet contained a formidable 100 mg of vitamin B6. He was, with innocent trust, consuming 2 such tablets daily, amounting to a staggering 200 mg, over 10 times the established safe upper limit recommended for our cherished senior population. Herein lies the profoundly unsettling aspect. Unlike certain vitamins that are readily expelled from your body through urine, vitamin B6 exhibits a distinct characteristic. It accumulates within your intricate biological system over time. Within the unique physiology of older adults, this gradual accumulation can insidiously damage the myelin sheath, the vital protective coating that insulates your nerves. Imagine this crucial protective layer being stripped away, akin to the insulation being systematically removed from an electrical wire. The physiological manifestations of this silent erosion are manifold: persistent tingling, debilitating numbness, burgeoning muscle weakness, uncontrolled tremors, and even a disconcerting clouding of cognition or challenges with memory. What renders this even more insidious is the gradual, almost imperceptible encroachment of these symptoms. So many attribute them to the familiar aches of arthritis, the steady march of aging, or the initial whispers of dementia, when in fact the root cause may be vitamin B6 toxicity, a slow, preventable form of nerve damage orchestrated by a pill that was intended to bring solace and benefit. And tragically, if not intercepted with timely awareness, this damage can indeed become permanent. Mr. Jenkins fortunately received intervention. Upon cessation of the offending supplement, the progression of nerve damage was halted. Yet, a subtle consequence endures. He now relies upon the steadfast companionship of a cane and, for his safety and that of others, no longer drives. "I merely desired to safeguard my brain," he articulated with a raw honesty that resonates. "I never truly apprehended that I was, in essence, unwittingly poisoning it." Let us clarify this distinction with the clarity of a mountain spring. Vitamin B6 is undeniably vital, but only in minute, precisely calibrated quantities. Older adults, for instance, typically require a mere 2 to 10 milligrams per day, and this encompasses the B6 naturally assimilated from the foods you consume. However, numerous brain support formulations marketed online and in stores contain overwhelming doses, 50, 100, even 200 milligrams. This is not simply an unneeded excess. It embodies a profound hazard. Therefore, if your current supplement regimen includes any formulation bearing descriptors such as nerve, brain, or energy, commit to a conscious act. Scrutinize the label, internalize the numbers, and share your experience if this resonates. Type B6 in the comments if you or someone you know has engaged with such a supplement. You might, at this juncture, be drawing comfort from the thought that at least certain vitamins, such as A, must surely be beyond reproach. It is, after all, simply for the safeguarding of our eyesight, is it not? Yet I urge you to gently recalibrate that perception. Let us now consciously explore the less spoken truths surrounding vitamin A. For most seasoned individuals, the indelible link between vitamin A and optimal eyesight is firmly established in popular understanding. Perhaps you have diligently integrated it into your regimen for its lauded support of your immune system, the rejuvenation of your skin, or because its benefits for graceful aging were compellingly conveyed to you. But here is a profound, often unarticulated truth, particularly relevant for those who have embraced life beyond their 60s. An excess of vitamin A does not merely repose harmlessly within your intricate bodily system. On the contrary, it steadily accumulates, and over the march of time, this persistent buildup can dangerously escalate pressure within the delicate confines of your skull, alarmingly mimicking the very symptoms of a stroke, imperiling your vision, and profoundly influencing the healthy functioning of your brain. Allow me to illuminate this reality through the compelling narrative of Miss Dorothy Simmons, a graceful 79-year-old retired piano teacher whose spirit danced with the rhythm of music, teaching students from the tranquil haven of her living room, her independence a deeply cherished virtue in Oregon. One day, a discordant note emerged. She began experiencing persistent headaches. Then, the clarity of her vision began to blur. Soon after, disconcerting spells of dizziness ensued, accompanied by a troubling slurring of speech. Her devoted family naturally feared the most dreaded scenario, a stroke. But when we conducted her comprehensive brain scans, an astonishing truth unfolded. There was no clot, no active bleeding. Instead, what presented itself was significantly elevated intracranial pressure, an overwhelming buildup of pressure within her brain. Her cerebrospinal fluid was congested, its flow impeded, and the myriad tiny veins within her brain were visibly distressed, under immense strain. The diagnostic conclusion: vitamin A toxicity. For over 5 years, she had, with earnest intention but unbeknownst to her, been consuming a high-dose skin and eye supplement, nearly 10,000 IU daily, day after unwitting day. Here resides the pivotal distinction that often escapes awareness. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. This means, crucially, that your body possesses the capacity to store it in the sanctuary of your liver, within your various tissues, and yes, even within the complex architecture of your brain. It does not effortlessly flush out of your system, unlike its water-soluble counterparts, vitamin C or B. Furthermore, as we navigate the journey of aging, the innate efficiency of our liver gradually lessens, rendering this accumulation process even more rapid. When an unchecked surplus of vitamin A pervades the body, it can precipitate a challenging condition known as pseudotumor cerebri, a false brain tumor. The ensuing manifestations are deeply troubling: relentless headaches, the alarming onset of blurred or double vision, unsettling dizziness, persistent nausea, and in severe cases, the potential for permanent vision loss or a profound decline in cognitive faculties. The subtle trap in this landscape of well-intentioned supplementation is that many common multivitamins already furnish the full recommended daily dose of vitamin A. Yet, discerning individuals, much like Miss Dorothy, unwittingly amplify this intake, doubling or even tripling their exposure by concurrently adding skin, eye, or anti-aging formulas to their routine. For our wise senior population, the prudent upper limit hovers around 2,500 to 3,000 IU per day, and even this cautious threshold should only be approached when deemed truly necessary under astute medical supervision. Nonetheless, numerous supplements aggressively marketed online boast concentrations of 5,000, 10,000 IU, or even more. When ingested daily for months, or indeed years, it becomes disarmingly evident how this silent, cumulative damage inexorably mounts. Miss Dorothy is now on a slow, deliberate path to recovery, but her journey necessitates consistent eye examinations, vigilant pressure checks, and dedicated balance therapy. "I genuinely believed I was nourishing my body," she shared with a vulnerability that pierced. "I never once imagined it could inflict harm upon my brain." And it is precisely for this profoundly human understanding that I share her story. This is not about inciting fear, but about empowering you with unvarnished facts, so you may stand as a vigilant guardian of your most precious assets, your health and your cherished independence. If the notion of essential eyesight vitamins presenting an unforeseen hazard has struck a chord of caution within you, then hold this awareness close. For our final focus today is on a vitamin widely promoted for cholesterol and heart health, yet one that possesses the unexpected capacity to violently surge your blood pressure. Let us now immerse ourselves in the crucial understanding of niacin, also known as vitamin B3. Niacin, often hailed with fervent praise as a natural pathway to lowering cholesterol, even merits prescription from certain medical practitioners. you will find its presence woven into the fabric of numerous heart health supplements, infused into energetic beverages, and integrated into fortified cereals. Yet, a fundamental dimension of this conversation is frequently and detrimentally omitted, especially when considering its effects on our esteemed older adults. Niacin, when ingested in substantial dosages, possesses the subtle yet potent capacity to induce profound and abrupt fluctuations in your blood pressure, capable of ultimately triggering a catastrophic stroke. Allow me to present to your conscious consideration the compelling case of Mr. Frank Miller, a sprightly 82-year-old retired postman residing peacefully in Florida. Mr. Miller presented himself in my office with an enigmatic constellation of symptoms: inexplicable hot flashes searing across his face, a relentless pounding sensation reverberating within his chest, and intermittent bouts of dizziness that, like phantom companions, arrived and departed each morning. His beloved wife initially ascribed these symptoms to an onset of anxiety, while his son, in turn, attributed them to his existing blood pressure medications. However, the true etiology, the deep-seated root cause, remained an elusive secret, unsuspected and unchecked by all. Frank, with sincere intentions, had been diligently taking an over-the-counter, heart-healthy supplement. The prominent front label reassuringly proclaimed its dedication to supporting cholesterol and circulation, yet the fine print on the reverse side chillingly revealed a potent 1,000 milligrams of niacin per serving. He was unknowingly consuming this dose twice a day, an astounding 2,000 milligrams daily, a monumental quantity exceeding by more than 60-fold the actual requirement for most seniors. Herein lies the physiological consequence when niacin is embraced in such high concentrations. It provokes a sudden, dramatic expansion of your blood vessels. This is precisely the biological mechanism behind the characteristic flush or warmth many experience on their face. However, almost immediately following this initial vasodilation, these very same vessels abruptly snap back, undergoing a powerful constriction. This rapid, unpredictable tightening can relentlessly elevate your blood pressure, placing undue stress upon your heart and critically diminish vital blood flow to the nuanced and delicate structures of your brain. Over the cumulative passage of time, this yo-yo effect, this continuous ebb and flow, is eerily reminiscent of a repetitive, gentle tapping of a hammer against a fragile pane of glass. Eventually, under incessant pressure, something inevitably yields. Frank experienced what is clinically termed a transient ischemic attack, or TIA, a mini-stroke. His speech momentarily slurred for a fleeting 2 minutes, only to return to clarity. He dismissed it as an anomalous occurrence, a mere fluke. It fell to me then to convey the arduous truth. His daily supplement, designed ostensibly to buttress his heart, was in silent collaboration steadily inflicting harm upon his most precious asset, his brain. And his story is far from isolated. Many seniors, operating within a realm of incomplete awareness, continue to embrace high-dose niacin. They meticulously seek out flush-free or extended-release formulations online under the well-meaning yet mistaken assumption that these forms offer a greater margin of safety. Yet, even these versions retain the inherent capacity to elevate blood pressure, provoke episodes of atrial fibrillation, an irregular heart rhythm, and significantly perturb blood sugar levels. Let this core principle firmly anchor your understanding. For older adults, any daily intake of niacin exceeding 50 milligrams must be undertaken solely under the diligent and personalized supervision of a medical professional. And if you are currently managing high blood pressure, grappling with heart rhythm irregularities, or are on any form of prescribed medication, I implore you to meticulously scrutinize the labels of your supplements. Mr. Frank has since ceased his niacin regimen. He is, by grace and careful management, now in recovery, without enduring any permanent neurological damage. Yet, he shared a profound truth with me, a statement that has imprinted itself upon my consciousness. "Doctor," he articulated with a raw earnestness, "I believed I was meticulously executing every right action. I did not, for a single moment, comprehend that I was gambling with the very essence of my brain. So, as we conclude our deep exploration into 5 ubiquitous vitamins, each possessed of the enigmatic power to subtly, yet profoundly, imperil the delicate sanctuary of the brain, you might find yourself contemplating a pivotal question. What then should I choose instead? Or, more profoundly, what nourishing substances should I welcome into my body through the simple act of eating? Let us now embark upon a discussion of authentic, wholesome food, the very sustenance designed to protect and fortify your brain, entirely devoid of the aforementioned risks. By this point in our illuminating discourse, a deeply resonant question might be stirring within the depths of your mind. If these very vitamins carry such latent risks, what then is the enlightened path forward? What foundational choices can I make to safeguard my well-being? This inquiry is not merely valid, it is profoundly essential. For the undeniable truth is this: your magnificent body, in its intrinsic design, was never intended to flourish solely on the promise of manufactured pills. Rather, it was meticulously crafted to thrive, to genuinely flourish upon the abundant gifts of real food. We speak of whole, unadulterated, nutrient-dense sustenance, gracefully provided by nature, which your wise brain instinctively recognizes, perfectly absorbs, and judiciously utilizes in precisely the right, harmonious amounts. Allow me to share the inspiring journey of Mrs. Margaret Wilson, a vivacious 73-year-old retired school principal from the sun-kissed lands of Arizona. When our paths first converged, she unveiled a veritable treasure trove, a drawer overflowing with meticulously organized supplements. Vitamin D for bone resilience, vitamin E for a valiant heart, a B complex for revitalized energy, niacin for cholesterol regulation, a general multivitamin, and several other capsules promising support for her cognitive faculties. "Doctor, I am meticulously performing every prescribed action," she asserted with an earnest conviction. Yet, despite her diligence, she frequently grappled with unsettling dizziness in the mornings, her balance felt inexplicably precarious, and her blood pressure continued its troubling ascent. A quiet discrepancy persisted, something undeniably was not aligning as it should. So together we embarked upon a path that, in its simplicity, proved profoundly radical. We systematically began to declutter, one by one, with compassionate guidance. We carefully transitioned away from the synthetic forms of supplementation and, in their sacred stead, welcomed the bounty of real food. There was no esoteric magic diet, no arduous convoluted program, only the pure transformative power of simple, whole foods introduced at their optimal timing and embraced in their most synergistic combinations. Imagine then the clarity and simplicity of her transformed morning ritual. Her breakfast, once perhaps a cascade of pills, now blossomed into a harmonious assembly, a solitary boiled egg providing a pure, lean protein, half of an avocado generously bestowing its wealth of healthy fats, a single slice of whole grain toast offering slow, steady sustenance to fuel her day, a cupped handful of vibrant blueberries richly imbued with potent, brain-protective antioxidants, and a simple glass of room-temperature water gracefully hydrating her intricate brain. On occasion, she would enhance this pristine symphony with a scattering of walnuts or almonds. That, in its beautiful essence, was the entirety of it. No powders, no myriad of pills. Simply food, authentic, recognizably nourishing, imbued with the life force of nature. Within a mere handful of weeks, a profound metamorphosis began to unfold within Maggie. The disquieting dizziness gradually receded. Her previously unstable blood pressure began to harmonize. Her innate energy, like a long-lost friend, joyously returned. And, as she tearfully confessed to me, her mind felt exquisitely clearer than it had in what seemed like an eternity. The profound wisdom behind this transformation is elegantly straightforward. Your magnificent brain, an intricate cosmos within itself, yearns for consistent hydration, requires an ample supply of healthy fats, thrives on an unbroken, steady current of vital fuel, and flourishes when micronutrients are presented in their innate, holistic form. It does not demand overwhelming megadoses. Rather, It thrives in a delicate, precisely calibrated balance. Among the Earth's abundant offerings, certain foods stand out as paramount architects of well-being for older adults. Embrace the deep, verdant embrace of leafy greens such as spinach and kale, brimming with life-giving folate and an array of powerful antioxidants. Seek the serene depths of fatty fish like salmon or sardines, overflowing with precious omega-3s, guardians of your vital brain cells. Delight in the burst of berries, offering a symphony of polyphenols to gently quiet inflammation throughout your being. Gravitate towards the grounded sustenance of nuts and seeds, yielding a natural bounty of vitamin E, magnesium, and other fats vital for brain vitality, and allow whole grains to gracefully stabilize your blood sugar, ensuring a smooth, uninterrupted circulation of vital energy. And remember, a profound unifying truth anchors this wisdom. These meticulously chosen natural foods do not merely erect a formidable shield around your precious brain. They concurrently extend their nurturing embrace to your noble heart, your sturdy bones, the harmonious rhythm of your mood, and the fluid grace of your mobility. You are not merely engaging in the fundamental act of consumption. You are, with every conscious bite, participating in a profound process of healing and restoration, becoming an active steward of your inner harmony. Let this serve as a profound final wake-up call, an urgent whisper carried on the winds of wisdom. Awareness, in its purest form, is the most potent medicine available at this unique stage in life. Every conscious choice you make now, every morsel of food you consume, every supplement you consider, each carries a deeper significance. And the unwavering truth, often overlooked, is this: it is not merely the pills themselves that hold dominion over your well-being, but your enlightened understanding of them that truly serves as your impenetrable shield. Your miraculous body, whether you are 60, 70, or even 80 years young, does not process synthetic supplements with the same robust agility it did in decades past. Even those well-intentioned habits, seemingly benign rituals like the daily intake of vitamins, possess the quiet potential to surprisingly backfire if not approached with vigilant discretion. This is precisely why a sharpened awareness emerges as your most formidable, empowering medicine. There is no inherent need to fear vitamins, for fear clouds clarity and hinders growth. Instead, we are invited to respect them profoundly. Take the time, deeply, to read the labels. Engage in open, honest dialogue with your trusted doctor, seeking their enlightened counsel. And most critically, learn to intimately listen to your own body, particularly when it communicates its subtle whispers, for those are often its profound truths. If any single insight or narrative within this journey of revelation has resonated with your spirit, I implore you to share your deepest reflection in the comments below. What is one small yet profound change you feel compelled to make, beginning even tomorrow? If this comprehensive discussion has illuminated your path and proven helpful, please honor it with a simple like, thereby ensuring this vital wisdom finds its way to others yearning for such clarity. And please join our growing community by subscribing to Health 365. Together, we can continue on this collective journey of profound learning, continuous growth, and unwavering strength. You are never alone on this path to greater well-being. And it is a timeless truth that you are never, ever too old to courageously reclaim and steer the trajectory of your most invaluable treasure, your health.